Hello, Oracles. Well, it hit me last night with Elon purchasing Twitter, what kind of 4D chess he is actually playing. So I don't know if this is intentional, but just thinking about some of the implications that we could see when it comes to Twitter and how it ties in with Tesla. We have already talked about previously how purchasing the Tesla itself, you're most likely going to be able to get into it. You're going to see on the screen that there's going to be an X there, and you're going to be utilizing your Tesla as your social communication network throughout the entire world. Then it hit me again last night thinking about the fact that Elon is now pushing here, and we're seeing a lot of political noise going on over on Twitter. Those of you who are over on Twitter now probably have been seeing it, and even some of you who are not on Twitter have probably heard about it as well. There's a lot of turmoil, a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of disruption that is happening over on Twitter on a social level. There's a lot of people that are in uproar. There's a lot of people who are very excited about this. Personally, I am one that is excited about this. When it comes to the political arena, I think about the fact that we have FSD that is going to be getting solved very soon. We have autonomy that is going to be hitting the roads. We have a future where autonomous vehicles are going to be the norm everywhere around the country and around the world. The significance behind this is the first mover advantage. Whoever solves this first is going to be the winner from all of this. They are going to take the lion's share of the revenue from all of this. This is very important. This is why we see Tesla as being the leader. We still have not had this solved yet, but we are getting closer when it comes to Tesla. As Andrej Karpathy had said, the importance behind FSD and autonomy is going to be data collection. Right now, nobody collects data any faster than Tesla, especially when we go to wide release at the end of the year. The next big hurdle that Tesla is going to have to face, and all companies will have to face when it comes to autonomy, is regulation. So when it comes down to regulation, who decides all of this? Politicians. Here's the problem when it comes to politicians. We already know right now that the current administration definitely favors legacy auto and the UAW. And when you look to the other side of the aisle, they still have an affinity for ICE vehicles and oil, and they don't have as much of a push for the green renewable energy future as the left side. So we have a bit of a dichotomy here, and Tesla is kind of stuck in the middle. So even if we do get an administration change come 2024, we may still be facing regulatory issues when it comes down to full autonomy. So who is going to decide which one is going to win? So when this all comes down to it, the truth is truly what is going to matter. When it comes to Twitter, we have already seen on both sides of the fence the truth that is coming out. We have been seeing a lot of fact-checking coming out when it comes to politicians saying things. This is going to play a pivotal role in the future. Full autonomy probably won't come around for probably 2 to 3 years, that's my guess. So if we are looking at 2025 for level 4 and level 5 autonomy to be solved and being able to hit the roads, just waiting upon regulatory approval, then we are going to have to wait for the truth to be coming out. Because we all know full well when it comes to the political arena, there's a lot of misinformation that is put out there, or cherry-picking information, or just slight slander campaigns against someone else to explain why the other person shouldn't have something. When it comes to Twitter, they are really pushing the truth. So now this will give Elon about 2 to 3 years to really build up this whole entire foundation of truth to come around for a lot of things. And I have a feeling that FSD and full autonomy are going to be one of these things. So when we get to that point where Tesla has this solved and they're just awaiting regulatory approval, they will have that leg up as well, not just with the technology, but also with the political backing behind them, because they will have the data that is out there to show this is the truth, this is what we have been able to do, this is why we should have regulatory approval to have our vehicles on the road with FSD and full autonomy. So again, I don't know if this is something Elon is doing intentionally. I have a feeling his scope is a lot more grand than what I am presenting here. Strictly from an FSD and autonomy standpoint, I think his vision is a lot bigger than that, but I do think that this is going to be one of the byproducts that come out of this. So I think this is going to be great for the future. And I think that everything we are seeing with the economic landscape, the entire landscape of the whole world, and just we're kind of in a very unsettled place right now. I think we are going to see the dust settle over the next few years, and I think Twitter is going to create an atmosphere and a place for a lot of people to create a nice, strong, solid foundation of truth going forward in many areas. And I think when it comes to Tesla, they are going to be able to benefit a lot from this, because think about the fact that there's so much FUD out there about Tesla right now. We see so much FUD coming out about Tesla. We see, Tesla catches on fire, it gets all over the news, yet you see nothing about anybody else. So being able to get this out out there, and every time there's something that is going to be out that is going to be spreading FUD, we can now get some truth behind it. We have already seen that over on Twitter from those of us who are in the Tesla community over there, but now we can see that on a grander scale with Elon at the helm over at Twitter. So we'll see how this all plays out. You guys can let me know in the comments below if you think this is going to actually help as far as maybe a PR type department would go, and kind of regulating a lot of that when it comes to the FUD for Tesla, and help them grow even more in the future. Because thinking about how quickly Tesla is growing right now, despite all of these headwinds on so many different levels, if we can remove those headwinds and actually get tailwinds behind us, and heck, just having the truth out there would be a great tailwind compared to what we have been facing recently. That's just going to help Tesla grow even stronger, even faster. Dr. Jack over on Twitter had put out a video showing about over in Yellowstone back in 1995, they had introduced wolves again over there, and they had seen some amazing things happening over the last 20 years or so, and that was when the wolves came in, they took down the deer population. When the deer population came down, it created a snowball effect of whole life coming back over there. They saw areas of vegetation coming back in areas that were overrun by the deer. That brought bugs back in. That brought birds back in to eat the bugs. Then they changed things about the rivers over there because they had less trampling going on from the deer. And then we had beavers coming back in and damming the place back up. Because the beavers were able to dam things back up, that created more habitats for other animals to come in and live. Because the wolves were there, it brought the coyote population down as well. That allowed muskrats to come back in and some of the smaller rodents to come back in as well. The life is thriving over there in Yellowstone just because they brought in the wolf to keep things at bay and level. Right now, we are kind of seeing a place where Twitter is going to be coming in and being that wolf. We are having that wolf come back in who is going to kind of level things off, and we are going to see life thrive again. This is my view of this. This is my opinion. This is how I am seeing it. You guys can let me know how you feel about it, but this is kind of how I'm viewing it. Right now, we are having the deer overrunning things as we are seeing it. We need somebody to come back in and kind of re-regulate what is happening when it comes to the truth. We are not having the truth that is out there being spread properly. So I think this is something that we are going to see in the future really make a giant impact, and it's going to take some time. You know, it was 1995 that they introduced the wolves, and it took 20 years to see that whole entire landscape change. So we may see some things happen faster just because we are looking at it on a social media standpoint, and when it comes to the internet, things can move significantly faster than they do in nature, but I have a feeling this is something we are going to be seeing as we move down the road. This is something I'm very excited about, and so this is something I'm going to be paying attention to, how it's going to affect the entire world, the economy, and how it's going to be affecting Tesla stock itself and Tesla the company to help us grow further in the future. So looking at the stock itself this morning, we're rebounding a little bit from yesterday's sell-off. We'll see how today plays out. Tonight I will be coming on here and I'm going to be going on over the video with the charts. I know I wasn't able to do it last night. So I'll have the charts on here. I'll show you guys the trends that we are in. We'll take a look and see, did we hit that 230 mark and now we're going to fall down further now that we have broken down below that 223 level, because we were trading between 223 and 230. So now that we're below that, we'll take a look and see how much further are we going to come down? Are we going to rebound? We'll discuss all of that tonight. Tomorrow night we will be doing a live stream on here, so I'm going to have some special guests as well. And again, to all members and patrons, I will share the link with you guys if any of you want to hop on. The other thing I have is I had mentioned it yesterday, and one of you optimists, thank you so much for reaching out. I'll be in contact with you as well. But if anyone is interested, I am looking for a potential assistant. There's a few roles that I cannot get to right now with the channel just because I am so busy with my job. A lot of it is the analytical work and underlying things, so it can all be done remotely. So if you guys are interested in helping with that, let me know. Optimus was the first to reach out, so I'll discuss it with him first to see if there's something that he wants to do. And I do have a couple other friends that I'm reaching out to. Just need to feel this all out and see how it's going to go. But one of the things that I do like to do is give you guys opportunities to help as well. And this is something that I want to present to you guys. I do have some pretty grand plans for the future, and due to my current situation at my job, I cannot get there on my own, so I am going to need some help, and I have no problems reaching out for help. So if you guys, again, are interested, please just mention it down in the comments, and we will have a discussion on the sidelines. Otherwise, you guys can let me know, what do you think is going to happen with the stock price over the next 2 months? Personally, I thought we were going to rally into the end end of the year. We still have a lot of time before then. A lot of things can happen over 2 months. We have seen a lot of different things happen over a 2-month period this year. So who knows, but you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think is going to happen over the next 2 months. And also let me know what you guys think about Twitter and when it comes to autonomy and regulations, and if you think this is something that is actually going to affect that, and maybe it's going to help Tesla be able to get regulatory approval before everyone else, just because of the fact that we can get more truth out there. So you guys can let me know in the comments about that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat, that link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon. Those links are also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.